it sound better once we get singing. If you would just stand with me. We're going to go ahead and just welcome God into this room. Heavenly Father, God, we just come to you tonight. And God, we give you authority. And God, we put you at your rightful place tonight, God, where you are seated above all. And you are holy. And God, we just worship you. Let there be a burning that starts in us tonight, God, that will go on for ages and that they will talk about us forever. And God, we just lift you up and we praise you for this one.
Let the King of my heart be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from. Oh, he is my song. And let the King of my heart be the shadow where I hide, the ransom for my life. Oh, he is my song. 'Cause you are good. You're good. Oh, 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 let the King of my heart be the wind inside my sails, the anchor in the waves. Oh, he is my song. Let the King of my heart be the fire inside my veins, the echo of my days. Oh, he is my song. 'Cause you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, 'cause you are good. You're good. Oh. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. God, I know you're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. 'Cause you're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. 'Cause you are good. You're good. Keep on getting better. Keep on getting better. keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better in my life, Lord. You keep on getting better. 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 You just want to be known. You keep on getting better. 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 'Cause you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. So good. Oh, you are good. You're good. Oh, you are good. So good. Oh. Cause you are good, so good. Oh, God, you are good, so good. Oh, God, you've been good, so good. Oh, you've been good, so good. Oh, in my life, Lord. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better in my life, Lord. You keep on getting better. 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 You just want to be known. You keep on getting better. You keep on getting better. 'Cause you are good, so good. Oh, God, you are good, so good. Oh, God, you are good. You're good. Oh, yes, you are good. You're good. Oh. You're never gonna let me down. You're never gonna let me down. God, I know you're never gonna let me down. Not one time. You're never gonna let me down. 'Cause you're good all the time. God, you've been so good. Oh. just keep on getting better, day by day, night by night. You keep on getting better, 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 you keep on getting better in my life, Lord. You keep on getting better, 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 'cause you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, so good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, so good. Oh.
All right. We said we was going to save this one for Saturday night, but I can't hold it in. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. This song, oh my God, it's got me pumping. Here you go. That's all I want to say.
What is buried, you can raise again. What is lifeless, you'll breathe life within. What seems over to you, it's not the end. There's nothing that you cannot do. I'm ready, God, to see you move. There's resurrection power right here, it's breaking out. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. The one who empties graves is here to do the same. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. Come alive. darkness, you brought victory. Tore the veil and made a way for me. And now I'm standing with the risen King, staring at an empty tomb. 'Cause Jesus, you're the living proof. There's nothing that you cannot do. I'm ready, God, to see you move. There's resurrection power right here. It's breaking out. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. The one who empties graves is here to do the same. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. Come alive, come alive. Let dead things come to life. Come alive, come alive. Let dry bones come alive. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. Come alive, come alive. Let dead things come to life. Come alive, come alive. Let dry bones come alive. Come alive, come alive. Let dead things come to life. Come alive, come alive. Let dry bones come alive. It's resurrection power right here. It's breaking out. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. That I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave, 'cause there's freedom here. So I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave, 'cause there's freedom here. There's freedom here. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing out of my grave, 'cause there's freedom here. Let your bones come alive. Let dead things come to life. There's freedom here. There's resurrection power right here, it's breaking out. Let dry bones come alive. Let dry bones come alive. The one who empties graves is here to do the same. Let dead things come to life. Let dry bones come alive. Come alive, come alive. Let dead things come to life. Come alive, come alive. Let dry bones come alive. I'm running out of the grave. 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 Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Sickness, get out of my way, 'cause there's healing here. I'm running out of the grave. I'm running out of the grave. Stronghold, it's time that you break, 'cause there's freedom here. I'm dancing out of my grave. I'm dancing
all I can say is, you wait. Oh, you just wait. Because I'm going to tell you something. I got some crazy radical friends that has been in a grave way too long. And come this Saturday night, you watch that catch fire. You watch that begin to see the chains break off of people. They begin to, I didn't even know which song it was they was doing. But before they begin to do it, I seen just this wild vision that there was a hole that opened up. Yeah. There was a hole that, get your hand in up here, come here. There was a hole that opened up, and I'm talking about it was the brightest light that I ever seen. And I'm telling you, God said it is an open heaven. And if you want it, it is yours for the taking. And I thought, my God, I'm already out of my grave, but I'm going to go ahead and dance some more. Oh, I'm telling you, you watch what's about to happen. Because we are coming out blazing with glory. I begin to hear the Lord saying, Haggai, that the future glory of this house is going to be marvelous. Renee, come here. Say what? Come on. Come on, I need a drink.
In the spirit, I've seen the roof being ripped open like a scripture or something, and I kept hearing there's a portal, there's an open heaven. Anything you ask for, you're going to get. There's an open heaven. There's a portal.
Come on. It's done here. My God, I'm telling you, it's done here. And I just seen, and I'm serious, Nana, when they started singing that, sickness, get out of my way. There is healing. I'm telling you, we prophesy healing over you right now. Samantha, when you was standing over there, that's why I started just throwing it. Man, I'm telling you, I could see the glory coming. I thought, come on, just throw it. And I started throwing it at you. And I'm telling you, you have been down with sickness too long. We curse that at the very root. It's time for you to run in the fullness of the freedom of the Holy Ghost and in everything God's called you to do with no worry. Right now, God, from the top of her head to the soles of her feet, God, you heal her. God, touch her hips, touch her bones, and God, get her ready because them altars is going to be full because it's harvest time. There's one part in there. It says strongholds, it's time that you break. I don't know about you, but I'm telling you, the devil's been trying to put strongholds in our mind. He's been trying to lock us away with a lock and chain. But I'm telling you, he is saying it's time that stuff that's been holding you back is broken. There is freedom in this house. And all you got to do, it's as simple as wiggling your little pinky toe and watch what the glory begins to do to you. So I don't know what y'all want to do with that.
You ever hear something that makes you laugh when it's really not appropriate to laugh? I have to fuss on kids sometimes at school because I'll say something to them and there are certain types of kids, and I'm one of these types of kids that if I find the irony in something, I will laugh when you're not supposed to. And April was up here just prophesying. And no, it was, I couldn't help but laugh. Not at it, but the fact that since we first mentioned anything about Saturday in the wilderness, I kept hearing resurrection. And then like every song we did was about resurrection. Everything. And it made me like laugh a little bit because I was like, no, God, you don't understand. Like, this is wilderness. We are coming out of the wilderness. And God said, but John, you're not dead. But I'm going to tell you, I feel dead. I feel like just exhausted. Like my flesh ain't got nothing left to give. You give and you give and you give and you feel like you got nothing. I feel like my mind is dead because there's so much just crap going on all the time. You can't focus on nothing. And listen, that'll make you just want to go, forget it. I'm just not going to think about nothing. I listened to this book the other day, and this guy said, meditate. And I was like, okay, listen, knock it if you want, but there is a lot of merit in meditating, meaning shutting everything else down and focusing on your breath and getting your spirit and your mind and your flesh to shut up enough to hear God. It gets tagged and associated with the Asian culture and Buddha and all that stuff. But listen, sit in your room and close your eyes. Sit up, don't lay down. And you count every breath like this. 1. Don't do that loud, but in your head. And by the time you get to 20, I guarantee God will be talking. So you can call it what you want. But man, I feel so like dead. And like I keep hearing these things like, this is fixing to happen. It's like, yes, this is fixing to happen. And I want it, and I want to go for it. But golly, I feel like I'm wrapped so daggone tight in grave clothes that even when God moves on somebody, and I know it, I feel it, it's like there's something wrapping me up going, just sit tight. And listen, we're not supposed to sit tight. So I started looking and reading about all the different resurrections in the Bible. And I learned a new one. Scott, do you know the resurrection that happens? And I'm going to throw the scripture and see if you can pick up it off of that. But in 2 Kings 13, Elisha. Never knew about this resurrection. I heard somebody else talking about it and thought they were lying. In 2 Kings, let me read this to you really quick. 2 Kings 13. Let me find the right spot. And it said, now Moabite raiders used to enter into the county every spring. And once while some of the Israelites were burying a man, suddenly they saw this band of raiders. So these guys were coming into the town that are raiders. So what are they fixing to do? Rob, steal, destroy, do all this stuff. And these people are trying to just bury this body. Probably a dad, probably a mom, like somebody. Like, we got to bury this body out of respect to it. But when the raiders come on the scene, what are they fixing to do? They're fixing to start hitting graves, and they're fixing to start stealing stuff. So you know what these people do? How many of you know this story, just so I know where I'm going? A couple of y'all do. Good. So they get freaked out when they see the raiders, and they find the closest tomb, and they throw the body in the tomb. Well, guess whose tomb it was? Elisha the prophet. And it says, suddenly they saw a band of raiders, so they threw the man's body into Elisha's tomb. And you know me, I can't help but kind of think like the comical sense of it. Like, this would make just a great Three Stooges act. Like carrying this body in, and they're like, oh, and the music's going, uh-oh, here come the raiders. And they just toss it in this tomb. And then it says, sorry, I shouldn't have took a funny approach to that, but it just tickles my fancy. And it says, it threw the body into the tomb, and when the body touched Elisha's bones, the man came back to life and stood up on his feet. Elisha didn't pray anything over him. He didn't say the right prophetic word to him. He lived a lifetime of service and prophecy, that his bones were so anointed that when this man's body, a dead man's body, touched his bones, he came back to life. I'm not making that up. It is in the Bible. And so in conclusion to my Three Stooges, they throw this body in there, and then they're going, we're not doing anything as these guys pass. And then somebody goes, hey, look. And he's coming out of the tomb, and they're like, get back in there. Get back. But there's that one guy going, I'm going to make a movie out of it. It'd be hilarious. And then I'm going to go, you bunch of big dummies, I did a box office hit just to show you that the power of God can be so powerful in somebody's life that even after you pass away, even your just the presence of you, and not only just you, listen, in those days, it was a family tomb. This was the tomb of the family of Elisha's family. His tomb, and the presence of the tomb was so powerful that this thing came back to life. And God told me, he said, you wait and see. He said, Saturday night, there are going to be people here that just get close enough to your presence. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about your presence, Brandy. If they can just get close enough to you, then they will come back to life. I don't know of anything more powerful than to say you have an opportunity to live a life so daggum powerful that even in death, or even if people can just get around you, anywhere close to you, they can begin to come back to life. This is why people are drawn to you. And this is why you're sitting there looking at pickles in the grocery store, and you go, do I want dill or bread and butter? And you look over, and there's some woman goes, listen, I don't know what the deal is, but like I hate my life right now, and I want somebody to talk to. Does anybody else sometimes have just random people? Like, you cannot help but people. Melinda hates it sometimes. We will be going anywhere, and I'll go, hey, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Like, how's everything? How's life? Well, they tell you. Melinda, I talk to everybody, and I love it because I'm building stories. I met this one guy this one time, but I like it. But here's the deal: there is something inside of me. There's a spirit inside of me that draws people to that comfort level. If you are a jerk, and when people come up to you, you don't want to give them the time of day, you are shutting your spirit off. Not to say that you should go against how your spirit, like how you feel, and like go up and start loving on everybody, but I'm just saying, if you're mean, people feel it. Sorry, that wasn't even my message. That was an added bonus. You can put that one in the side notes. For 3 weeks I've sat on this because, oh my God, I just lost it. 3 weeks I've sat on this because the timing never really was right until now. 2 weeks ago, Scott didn't know if he was going to be here. So I prayed and prepared and prepared and prepared, and I got nothing. And then when we got to service started going in a certain way, and I got something. And I was texting Scott. I was like, hey, are you good to go? Or like we're texting back and forth. Are you good to go? Do you have something? Do I have something like that? And he's like, it doesn't matter to me. So my response literally was, well, I've got something that will go along with what's happening. I said, okay, service wound down, and we got ready to go, and Scott comes up here and preaches one of the best messages he's preached probably in a year and longer. And I was sitting back there, and April was going, get it, Pops, get it. And Melinda's going, this is good. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, look at this text. I almost shut it down. Later that afternoon, Scott goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. You didn't even see it till after the service." But here's the deal: is it wasn't time. There was an appropriate time for what was fixing to happen, because here is what I had 3 weeks ago that wasn't quite time, like right now in the present. It says, "And the hand of the Lord was upon me," Ezekiel 37, you know the story. And it said, He brought me out of the spirit and set me in the middle of a valley that was full of bones. And He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, bones that were very dry. And He asked me, "John, can these bones live?" And I said, "Yes, God, this church can live." I'll just be completely honest. It would be very easy to shut it down. Sometimes our numbers get so low, and sometimes just, and me personally, I feel so dry, I think we could just shut it down. We could probably sell the building, Sheila, make a little bit of money, find somewhere else to go. It's not like we're going to overcrowd a church by piling into one. But then God looks at me and He says, "John, can your dry bones, can you, John Porter, laying on that valley floor, can you live again? Can you breathe?" And sometimes, even when you don't feel it, you have to say, yes. I don't know how. I don't understand how I can do it, because I'm laying here feeling like absolute rubbish. Feeling like I've got nothing. Feeling like I'm worth nothing. Been shut down. Been like attacked. Seen sickness hit people. Kicked in the pants time and time again. And I don't want to say yes, but there's something inside of me that says, John, when He asks you if you can live, if you can breathe again, you have to say yes. And it says, I said to the sovereign Lord, "Only you alone know." And He told me, He said, "Prophesy to these bones, April. These bones hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to these bones." He said, "I will make breath enter you." All of a sudden it shifts. We're not talking about bones anymore. God says He will make breath enter into you. Have you ever been underwater and felt like you're going to drown, or had some type of situation where you felt like you were suffocating? It is the worst, absolute worst feeling in the world. The only time in my life I felt like I was going to drown is, I don't know where, but we were in a wave pool somewhere, and it was like these huge waves, and like I should have been like, how awesome this is, but I got stuck into a point where like I couldn't get my head above water to catch my breath. And I didn't have my glasses in, so everything was like my eyes were closed, and I couldn't see the waves, and it was just like, whoo, whoo, and it felt like the waves were just, well, they were non-stopping, and like I could not do anything. And I had that pure moment of panic where you go, oh my God, I can't breathe. I am going to die. And then you know how good that first breath feels? I mean, you want to inhale every cubic inch of air within a 10-foot square. Oh, God. Woo! It was a spiritual attack, but a long time ago, when I first got in, there was 2 or 3 times I woke up, and it felt like there was something on top of me. Both times I was laying face down on the ground. Believe this if you want to, if you're not. But I was laying face down on the couch at the one that I remember the most, and it felt like there was something on my back pushing me into the couch. I thought my couch was going to swallow me whole. And it freaked me out, and I did not tell anybody. And then also somebody at church one time said something about feeling like they're being pushed and suffocated. I was like, whoa, hold up. What is that? What is it? What do you do? And I learned that there can actually be spirits pressing on you. And if they're doing that, it's because there's something about you or something about you fixing to do that they're trying to shut you down. And my question was very simple, is what do you do? And the answer was very simple. You just say Jesus. I was young at the time. I was a baby in Christ, and I was spiritually just, I think, on milk. And I remember the next time it happened, matter of fact, I think both times it happened, it was in the duplex. I think that duplex was that was also before the time I learned to oiling up a house and walking through that joker and casting out everything that was in it. But the next time it happened, I was laying on the couch, and you feel yourself wake up, but your eyes don't open. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm teaching you what to do if this happens, if you're being oppressed. I woke up, was coherent enough to know where I was and what I was doing, but it seriously felt like the couch was like pulling me in. I couldn't feel, and I could not breathe. But what I could do was this, Jesus! And by the time I finished his name, it was gone. All right? That first breath I took after that was like, whew, whew. So to get back to the point of my story is when God says that he's going to put breath into your body, it's that breath. It's not the everyday, just breathe like normal. It's that, no, listen, Renee, I'm fixing to put breath into you that's going to make you feel like you are picking up off the ground type of breath. That breath, it's like, that was God. I know exactly what happened. And you have those moments, and what gets me every time is sometimes when those things happen and those moments happen, you don't realize how bad you are until that happens and your eyes go, oh, and then you go, crap, what have I been doing for the past 3 months? And it says, so I prophesied. And the reason I said April, is she still in here or she leave? She gone. What? She's here? Okay. Is she has been prophesying over Saturday night. She don't even know it yet, but she is prophesying over the dry bones that have not even stepped foot into this building yet. And not only that, but she's prophesying to my dry bones, because all of a sudden I have this freaky-like faith that if I can just get here Saturday night, just get here, if I got to crawl, if I got to spend the night Friday night, if I can just get, there's going to be something here. Is the building any different Saturday night than it is right now? No, it's still walls. It's the same thing. Secret, I wish I could tell you this, but you're not going to come in Saturday and the church is going to be finished. That would really make some people go, oh. That makes make Jeff go, who did it? It's a conspiracy. That's right. Breath would come back in. No, it's not. But because somebody and some people have prophesied and are following what the Bible says and are speaking over this valley, there is something in me that says, I've worshiped 1,000 times, but Saturday night's going to be different. Why? Because God said, John, I'm going to put breath back into your bones. And listen, the widow's son in 1 Kings 17, the Shumanite son in 2 Kings 14, the guy that was thrown on Elisha's bones, Lazarus, anybody you want to talk about, guess what? Before they were resurrected, guess what? They were dead. It is okay right now if you are dead. It's not good. We don't want to be there. But you can't be resurrected. And you cannot be dry bones with life breathed back into you if you have not already been dead. Listen, hate to tell you, we all sin. We've all messed up. And I know all of you well enough to know, and I'm not trying to hate, and I'm not trying to damper anybody. I feel like there is some spiritual growth happening, but I don't feel like any of us are where we want and need to be. Maybe you are. Maybe you're rocking it on a level that I don't see and I don't know. Matter of fact, if you got that, if you know spiritually you're better off than you've ever been and you are on fire, stand up for me because I want you to come pray for me. It says, so I prophesied as I commanded. I prophesied as I commanded. We cannot say, April, that I hope that Saturday night is something special. We have to prophesy and command. Then as I prophesied, there was a noise, a rattling sound. Then all of a sudden, I started hearing some worship in the background. Listen, people, I tell people this and they kind of make fun of me. But my life, there's a soundtrack to my life. I hear music. You do too. As soon as you said it. I hear music at everything. When the lights are out and I hear a strange noise, doon, 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 doon. When somebody goes, John Porter, do you have an answer? It's like this triumphant orchestra cues up. It's like, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Yes, I do. It's how my brain works. I can't help it. But it says that when he commanded and he spoke over his bones, he heard a noise. When I speak over something, I don't hear rattling and I don't hear garbage. In my mind, I hear rattle by elevation. And I hear all those songs that I subliminally played before church started. Did anybody else pick up on that? I played 4 straight songs about resurrection. I don't put it in your mind. I am using advertisement and management skills on a church service. Y'all were ready for resurrection before it even came. Hey, do it. That's right. And it says, and it said, so I prophesy as he commanded me, and breathed, and breath entered into them. And they came to life, and they stood up on their feet, a vast army. Listen, what is a vast army for? Why would God refer to these dead bones as an army? What do you use an army for? To protect or to go to war to overcome? God is fixing to prepare us as an army for what is fixing to happen. And listen, I'm not talking about war, but I'm talking about the spiritual war that could unleash. And if we don't stand up from this, I'm not saying it's just us. I'm not. I promise you. But if the body of Christ does not stand up as the army and take a stand, and I'm not talking necessarily about violence. I'm not talking about being ugly. I'm not talking about anything. But I'm saying, standing up and saying, this is what I believe in. This is who I am. And I love this world so much that I'm going to pray for it. I'll defend it if I have to, but I will stand for something. If we don't do that, I think we're done. And that's a whole different teaching that Scott will get into about end times. So after the breath shot into him, it said, then he said to me, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, son of man, and say to it, that this is the sovereign Lord says. This is what the sovereign Lord says. It comes from 4 winds, O breath, and breathe into these slain that they may have life. Comfort, like when he said this, it says that wind came from all directions. We have potential and we have power. That when we prophesy something, it's not like, listen, when you get behind something and you go to somebody, you say, God said, breathe. No. Like, I wish I could see Sheila's face right now. Nope. When you stand in the glory of God, of the sovereign God, like it just says, and you all of a sudden have taken that breath and you recognize who you are and the power that you have, when you begin to prophesy to something, the winds come from all 4 directions. And the power that you have, it's not cute. It's not light. It's not pretty. Oh man, I would be so mad if I was preaching and this fire flying off my fingertips, and every time I did this, it was like a bike horn. Because somebody would be like this, oh, I feel the Lord. I know, once, I'm sorry, I can't help it. My mind is so fun sometimes. It's just joy, I guess, but I don't want that. I don't have that in me. If you have that in you, you are a false prophet. Seriously. And I know people that have done that. I've had people that have came up to me with fire flying off their fingertips. And you know what I felt, Samantha? I'll stop right there. It's enough of that one. Y'all know it. We're going to have somebody here one day. It's an awful mess. And all of a sudden you're going to hear in the back go. I will not do that. I promise. I promise that is rude. That is inconsiderate. No, you're not either. Because, okay, all right, I'm sorry. I said that, and because you said that, you still have to kind of honor people in a way. I'll tell you a story. One time we had a guy, he was a nice guy, I think. I didn't really talk to him. And I don't like pushing people down. I don't. Because the sovereign God says that when I prophesy over somebody, that the wind comes from all four directions. That ain't got nothing to do with your physical ability to push somebody down. And I remember, and I don't know if I've apologized to Scott enough for this, but I was playing the drums, and we were in this church, and this guy was praying, and he was pushing the fire out of people. And oh, it made me so mad. And do you remember this? I'm so sorry. This is how you don't handle things. I ran up to Scott in front of everybody, and I couldn't really get his attention, and all I could get a hold of him was I grabbed his shirt. And I said, he's pushing people down. Okay, that is lesson 101. Don't handle it that way. Melinda politely asked me to remove myself from the room and calm myself. Don't handle it that way. But you will in the back of your head here. Honk, honk. All right. I'm so sorry. And he said that when he said to me, Son of man, these bones are whole house of Israel. It said our bones were dried up and our hope was gone and we were cut off. Does anybody else feel dry, cut off? Cut off. God, that word sucks so bad. But if I could name a way to describe to you how I feel sometimes, cut off. And it said our bones were dried up and cut off. And it said, therefore prophesy and say to them that this is a sovereign Lord, O my people. I am going to open up the graves and bring you out from them. I love that this turns from this prophetic valley of dry bones that God just gets to him and says that I am going to bring you out of your grave and I will bring you back to the land of Israel. Samantha, he's going to bring us back to the promises, to what we've already been told is going to happen. Even though I feel cut off and I feel dry and I feel like the time has passed and it must have went on to somebody else. God is saying, no, John, I'm going to breathe breath into you and you're going to come out of your grave and you are going to go back to Israel. You're going to go back to your promised land. And he says, and then you, my people, will know that I am the Lord. And then when I open up your graves and bring you up from them, it says, I will put my spirit in you and you will live. And I will settle in you from your own land. Listen. I said this and I'll say it again. We are about to enter a territory that we have never been in before. I know this because the Bible talks about worship going out before things. I don't know what happened to Millie and Dwayne 2 months ago, but something shifted in them. They didn't talk to any of us about it. It's about 2 months ago. Something happened. Y'all feel any different? Nope. Okay. Started pushing us in ways and doing things, And I felt it. I was like, there's a shift happening. And we're fixing to change, and we're not going to be the same. I don't know if it sounds any different to y'all, but worship feels different to me now. And I think Saturday's going to feel even more different. But here's the deal, is he is not preparing us. He is not bringing us this far for us to get comfortable again in 2 weeks and settle into where we used to be. I don't want to feel cut off. I don't want to feel dry. I want to be this army that God has spoke over. And the sovereign Lord has says, Breath of Life Ministries, I will bring you back to life. I will put breath back into you because people have prophesied, because my prophets have spoken, and because I have somebody that's hungry enough that knows that I've got to get here and I need something. I don't know who's coming, and I'll be honest with you. It may not be anybody. It may just be us. Like maybe just 20 of us show up. But so help me, if us 20 get that breath back into us, not even like it used to be. Listen, every person that was resurrected, the person that resurrected them got stronger. When word spread that Jesus yelled and Lazarus came out of the tomb, his ministry went off. His expectation for who he was, even though people knew he was the Son of Man, it was different. I'm just saying, never the same. If you choose to stand up as that army and go and know, April, you can head this way, that because we want something, and listen, whether it be on Saturday, Sunday, Friday, whatever she's done, it's fine. Do everything in your ability, and I'm asking you, please, politely, do everything in your ability, spiritually, physically, mentally, whatever it may be, to do two things. One, be here on Saturday night. But two, prepare. I mean, the back door code is 1442, hit the lock button. If you come up here between now and Saturday, start praying over the place, pour your heart and soul into this place. And I'm telling you, everything that you sow into it, everything that you sow into Saturday service, you'll get out of it things that you never anticipated coming out of it. If you want to come up here on your own, do that. If you haven't fasted in a long time, fast. If you've never meditated, meditate. If you've never spoken tongues out loud, do it. Listen, you know how I learned to speak in tongues out loud? I just did it. I used to work in Franklin, and I would drive back and forth to Franklin, and I would just, and I'm confident that 90% of it was gibberish, and it really wasn't my spirit speaking, but I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone to do something. And then all of a sudden one day it clicked, and I was like, ooh, that's it. I don't know what those other prayers were, but it is because you did something. So make Saturday, as April has told a lot of people, a priority. And depending on where you are spiritually, Saturday will be something different to you. If you are what you feel to be in a pretty good spot, that I'm praying that when people come close to you, when they throw their dead body onto your bones, that they come back to life. Or if you're somebody that feels like you've been laying in that valley and you're tired, I pray that you walk in and get to and you feel the winds from all four corners of this earth plowing upon you. I don't know. You really don't have to wait till Saturday. You can just be hungry enough to get it and then bring it to all of us. I pray something about that. Listen, here's what we do want to do for Saturday is we have great expectation not just because we have great expectation, but because the Lord has a big